In this video, we're going to go over how to name ionic compounds that contain polyatomic ions. So what we're going to need to know is the names of some polyatomic ions. I really encourage you to get familiar with all the polyatomic ions that are in our resource sheet. We're also going to have to remember the IDE ending names of simple ions, namely the second element, okay, the IDE ending names. So fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide, oxide, sulfide, nitride, and phosphide. So let's take a look at our first example here. We have Mg. You should hopefully know that that's magnesium. And OH. Do you know what the name of OH is? It's a polyatomic ion. So we're going to look at our common ion table, find OH. OH is hydroxide. Okay, so when we name this, we just write down magnesium and hydroxide. That's it, magnesium hydroxide. Let's take a look at our next example. NH4 here is going to be our polyatomic ion, and then P is going to have an IDE ending. So let's find NH4. NH4 on this common ion table is right here. It's ammonium. Try to remember that. And then we're going to figure out what the phosphorus is with an IDE ending. It's phosphide. So we go ahead and write those two names down, ammonium, phosphide. Let's take a look at our next example. Al is aluminum. SO3 is a polyatomic ion. So let's go ahead and find the polyatomic ion name. SO3. Careful because there's two of them that are very similar. SO3 is sulfite, ITE ending. Sulfite. Try to remember that. We're going to go ahead and write down Al, which is aluminum, SO3, which is sulfite. Okay, let's look at our fourth example now. We have CaCO3. Ca, hopefully you know, is calcium. CO3 is our polyatomic ion. We're going to need to look that up. So let's look at our reference sheet. CO3 is right here. CO3 is carbonate. So try to remember that. We're going to go ahead and write this down. Ca is calcium, CO3 is carbonate. Together it's calcium carbonate. All right, here's our last example. K2SO4. So K, hopefully you know, is potassium. SO4 is our polyatomic ion here. So let's look at our reference sheet and find SO4. Careful because there's one that's very close to SO4. But here's SO4. SO4 is sulfate, ATE ending, sulfate. So remember that. K is potassium, SO4 is sulfate. Together it's potassium sulfate. Right? And that's really all there is to naming ionic compounds that contain polyatomic ions. But I really do encourage you to be very familiar with the common ion table so that you can do this quickly and accurately. Alright, so you can go ahead and try your practice problems, and after trying it, if you want, you can take a look at the key to see if you've got it correct.